The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? Today we cover Beetlejuice. Oh, let's see how Amber and Scott put the IRL in Cinema IRL today. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Beetlejuice is the movie we're covering today.
Smart move. Yes. This episode, we are talking about Beetlejuice. After an unexpected family...
Be real careful what you say here in this intro.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good catch. After an unexpected family tragedy, 3 generations of the Dietz family return home to Winter River. Still haunted by... Lydia's life is turned upside down after her rebellious teenage daughter Astrid discovers the mysterious model of the town in the attic, and the portal to the afterlife is accidentally opened.
I believe we can simply refer to him as BJ for the rest of this episode.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for the good call, because I absolutely would have unleashed a third one.
Yeah, no. He's BJ.
Okay, wise move. So this was a fun movie.
This was a good nostalgia movie.
Just easy, fun viewing. And
Yeah. I mean, you only expect so much from it, and you pretty much get what you expect. No, it was fun. It was fun to see the characters again and see the thing play out a little bit further. I don't know that this was necessarily the best movie for us.
Well, it's funny because I was actually making a point to pay attention to things that we could put our shoes into. And I actually found quite a bit. So there is the getting engaged to someone when you are in a depleted state. For instance, Delia and, what's his name? The guy who met in a facility for sorrow after her husband died, and he said his fiance died, and they met there and ended up starting a relationship. But again, spoilers, folks. Toward the end, we realized that was just a
bullshit.
Yeah. He was trying to look for a sugar mama who was in distress, and he found her.
That's what truth serum will do to you.
Yeah. So that is definitely a what would you do of, when you find out that either someone's done that to you, or actually when you're in that situation, when you know you're in some sort of emotionally impaired state, is that the best time to be making decisions like starting new relationships or starting a new job? I think that's why Alcoholics Anonymous has that rule about, isn't it, you don't get into a relationship for your first year of sobriety?
I have no idea. I've never been to AA.
I haven't, but I've watched movies and TV shows, and I'm pretty confident in that. I think it's for the first 12 months they say you shouldn't get into a relationship because you're just focusing on you, and you shouldn't be distracted with other things and other distractions that could take you off of the focus of just healing yourself and staying sober. Also, too, I think another what would you do is, your mom supposedly sees ghosts and you think she's just full of it, and you use that as a reason to pull away because supposedly your mom can see all the ghosts except for, your dead dad and her husband or estranged husband. I'm not quite sure if they were divorced or not yet, but what do you do in those kinds of situations where you have such a rift with someone that the relationship suffers? So I don't know. What do you think, Scott?
I mean, these are pretty common themes.
Also, too, what do you do if you sign a contract with a demon saying, if you help me get my daughter out of the predicament she's gotten herself in, I'll marry you?
All I got to say is legally binding.
You are a fan of the legally binding.
Legally binding.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like there's some topics here. One, too, was also the daughter, Astrid, when she meets a seemingly charming boy who she wants to hang with, and then turns out he actually just wants to use her to cash in her soul, and so he can rejoin the living because he's actually a ghost who murdered his family.
And see, that's the problem here, unfortunately, is that here at Cinema IRL, I am the fuddy-duddy who puts the IRL in it. So I'm not really going to suspect that the boy who I just met happens to be a ghost who's trying to soul swap with me. It's not going to cross my mind.
Okay, so here is something that I know you have opinions on. Ghosts. Because that was the foundation of this movie is ghosts. And I know you've had a couple of encounters since I've known you where you have pretty much made peace with the fact that there's something abnormal going on.
We have video evidence.
We do. Actually, we do.
We actually legitimately, no bullshit, do.
Do you want to talk about that? I feel like more people need to know about it, actually.
Oh, the wind chime that cut itself down?
Yeah, and the bush that burped the beer cans.
Yeah, almost exactly 48 hours apart out of a bougainvillea plant that was so thick that there's no freaking way you could possibly have dropped something through. And again, we had photographic video evidence watching it happen. We had time, and a wind chime that got all 4 of its strings cut cleanly. It would have fallen cutting 2 of them. Like, it would have already, gravity would have taken hold. All 4 cut exact same time. We have it on video that there's nothing else. We just see the wind chime drop.
Yeah, so we have a camera in our backyard. And one day when I have wind chimes all over, and one day went out and one of the wind chimes was on the ground, and it was on a tree by a neighbor. And I've kind of had a couple things with this neighbor where the first thought through my mind went is like, oh my gosh, he cut my wind chimes down. Who would do that? And so Scott went to the camera, and we found literally the wind chimes hanging there, and then it just drops. And it has 4 strings holding it up. So it's not like one of them got rotten and it kind of fell in one corner and that the rest of it.
Very cleanly cut, all in 4 spots. Like the top had the 2 strings that were crossed still in the holes, 4 little nubs coming out. Like it was.
Yeah, it was in the exact same place, all 4 strings at the exact same time. Spooky. And then the thing with the beer cans is, so one morning I walk out and there's a beer can on the lawn, in the back lawn, which nobody has access to. I'm like, where the heck did that come from? Did the neighbors have a party and toss it over the wall? Like, where did that come from? So I pick it up and I'm really concerned about where this can came from. And I'm like, Scott, can you look at the camera? So it looks like it came from this bougainvillea bush, just popped out like the bougainvillea bush burped it and came flying out. It was something like 5:34 in the morning or something.
It was 5:30 a.m. They were within 45 seconds of each other, separated by 2 days. And FYI, the days were Monday morning and Wednesday morning. It's not like we found it on Friday night and Sunday. Like, we didn't know. It was.
Yeah. So.
And no, we've never heard any partying. Like,
no, absolutely not. So
you know what? I could probably justify somehow that one. Like, I could probably just say we missed.
The time is too spooky. So 2 days later, I go in the yard. There's another beer can. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh no! If we didn't have the wind chime incident, I could probably write off that one.
But
with a good explanation.
Within 45 seconds of when the first one did, so 48 hours plus minus 45 seconds, a second beer can gets belched out of the bougainvillea bush.
And not like a small one, like one of those tall boys.
Yeah.
Different brands both times.
Spooky beyond belief. The time. It's not even just that it happened. It was the time within 45 seconds 2 days later. Anyway, so we've had some personal experiences here with things that are unexplained. So
we still have the wind chime footage. I don't know if I can find the beer can footage anymore. Like, I've looked for it and I can't, but I definitely have the wind chime footage.
Yeah, I wish we had the beer can thing. It was strange. And we had been in that house for a long time. It's not like we had a party and someone put in some beer cans and then they fell out, a couple days or a couple weeks later. We had been in that house for quite some time before that happened.
So I guess the question, what would you do if your house was possessed by ghosts? I guess we actually have put ourselves. Well, it's not that our house is possessed by ghosts. We've never had anything happen in the house.
Well,
It's just the backyard.
yeah, I can tell you when I was in high school, my mom and I had a ghost, and we named him Bob. And anytime anything unexplained happened in the house, we blamed Bob. I remember one time there was something missing. And I don't remember what it is. I feel like it was a quarter or a dollar bill. I somehow feel like it was money. I just don't remember exactly. Maybe it was a piece of jewelry. Honestly, I wish I could remember. I wish I could ask. But anyway, one day, mysteriously, it was in the bathtub. And like the bathtub had been used. What had happened just made no sense because it was like, how could that be there? Because the item, whatever it was. Oh, I wish I could remember.
How large was the item?
Again, I can't 100% confidently say what it was.
Like bigger or smaller than your fist?
Probably smaller.
I actually maybe. What was your animal makeup at that time?
Oh, in a tub? No, we had like 2 dogs and 3 cats. No, an animal didn't jump in the tub.
I'm just saying, cats are mischievous little bitches.
No. It wasn't it. It was Bob. So just don't even go there. It wasn't a cat. It was Bob.
And that's the thing. I look for the rational explanation. And that's who I am. I look for the rational explanation. I only go to irrational when I've ruled out everything rational.
And that's the one I remember. I know that there was several occurrences, enough that we actually named our ghost. Like it wasn't a random one-off and we're like, oh, it must be a ghost. Let's name him Bob. Like it was a recurring theme.
We haven't named our ghost. But in fairness, we have not. Okay, so we haven't seen anything from the ghost in a while, but also we don't have that particular camera up anymore that we check. So like maybe he's back there doing something, or she. Don't want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sexist with my ghosts. He or she. Yeah, we've gotten off track here a little bit. But
it's about ghosts. I mean,
I'm okay with it.
This is all about this film. The BJ film was all about a woman who grew up in a house with ghosts and made a career of seeing ghosts and visiting ghost house and had a TV show called Ghost House. So I think we're perfectly on track.
Yeah, I suppose you. I suppose you are correct there. So apparently, if we knew our house was haunted, would we move? No. We've proven that didn't chase us out. I don't know though. I will say, if all of a sudden there was a dinner party and everyone started going 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch, like just out of nowhere.
What does that mean?
Oh,
if that's a joke, it goes over my head.
That's okay. Well, you heard the choir in the movie thingy.
Yeah.
That's a reference to the first movie.
Oh yeah,
when the ghost made them sing, like the last scene when they were in the church. He was making everyone sing. It was that scene only. It was a dinner party.
Oh, I don't remember that. Yeah, once the movie started, then Scott said, "Oh, we should have watched the original in preparation." I'm like, "Yeah, actually, we should have," because I don't remember anything about it. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, same. I just remember a few things.
Yeah, so I think if I was someone who had grown up being tormented by ghosts, and I could see ghosts, what would I do? I would follow in the main character, Winona Ryder's footsteps, and actually monetize that because she seemed to have a nice career about talking about Ghost House and going in and visiting them and seeing and connecting with the ghosts. So I think I would do that. I mean, as long as I wasn't in any sort of danger or in a situation where I was actually hurting anybody, myself or others, I think I would probably go down that road. I think it's fascinating to think that we are the only entities here, whether it's on this planet, on this plane, in this solar system or universe. I think is very narrow-minded. I mean, what? It's just us? Like, oh no, just do you guys.
Well, I mean, again, this episode is not long enough to go into my beliefs on some of these things. In my beliefs, long story short, yeah, we are, but that's because we're not real. So,
yeah, Scott believes that we are in a simulation, and he has very strong feelings about the simulation.
Yeah, and things like the wind chimes they're not ghosts, they're glitches. So, but that is way too much for this episode.
So I think the takeaway is just a friendly reminder: stay away from those 3 words. Don't tempt fate.
Yeah, you know what? I really was going to do it right here at the end.
Just don't do it.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
I can't believe we went this whole time we didn't do it.
Yeah, wise move.
Okay.
Just
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.